welcome back. And now it's time for our press review. It's a pleasure to have with us our dear guest, Dr. Yom Hamai, Professor of Economics at Shams University. Dr. Good morning. Let's start by taking a look at Al-Ahram online headline. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has visited the Western military zone HQ on the Egyptian-Libyan border, according to a statement issued by the military spokesperson Mohammed Samir. He met with the military forces and also tribal leaders to stress the importance of fighting terrorist groups. Defense Minister Sifri Subhi accompanied al-Sisi on his visit. They highlighted both the importance of tribes living near the border and they have been helping authorities in their fight against outlawed groups. Egyptian authorities have stepped up security measures on the western and southwestern borders to prevent infiltration by militants who wish to retaliate after Monday's airstrikes in Libya. Dr. How do you read this?
So this is a very important visit, and I believe that President al-Sisi visited this area several times because we have 1,500 kilometers our borders with Libya, and now Libya is quite dangerous for the security of Egypt. Militias and extremists are existing, and we have heard actually, and we have been quite terrified by what happened regarding the slaughtering without mercy 21 Egyptians, Coptic Egyptians. And I believe that this strike that happened to retaliate from Egypt is quite important to prove that Egypt is there. And now we have to address this situation properly enough, because the dangers of terrorism now is affecting seriously the whole world. It's not just, we are not just talking about Egypt, but all countries are in danger now. And I believe that it's not by Arab countries that have to coordinate their efforts against this terrorism, but I believe also that European countries now they have a very important interest towards gathering efforts with Arab countries, the Mediterranean countries, in order to confront this terrorism. Because Charlie Hebdo, these are signals that prove that European countries are quite near this terrorism. And I think that what happened from France, François Hollande, and what's happening regarding the position of European countries. Now European countries, they know quite well that their interest is not with United States. After sanctions, and the evaluation of sanctions against Russia, and to what extent United States is thinking about its interest only, neglecting completely interest of their allies, even European countries. I believe now that there is a big question mark from all European, specifically the people now. It's not just, we are not talking about
this is the most important
the people now, because I've visited several places and we have been discussing this issue, and now there is a tendency from to think that United States is not working for their benefit. And actually what's happening regarding Ukraine and the role of America regarding how to make European countries in a coherent situation to address their interests. I believe that you have to think about this. This visit, it's quite important, and I believe that the importance of tribes living there is essential in order to confront terrorism coming from Libya. But besides other steps, and now we have to remind ourselves about the conference that is held in the United States regarding combating terrorism. I'm just asking them how to define terrorism. This is the first question.
This will never be.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on to another headline. The United States has said it respects Egypt's rights to defend itself after Egypt carried out airstrikes against Daesh targets in Libya to avenge the killings of 21 Egyptians by the extremists. State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki said the statement, adding, however, that Washington still stressed the need for a UN-led political solution as the best way out of the crisis in Libya, where rival governments and militia groups battle for control on the country's vast oil riches. Egypt has called on the United Nations to authorize a military intervention in the embroiled country, but Western countries, including the US, France, Britain, and Germany stressed in a joint statement that urgent need for a political solution to the conflict. You know, what's the conflict? Yes, between whether political or a military.
Yes, you know, it's a question mark. I don't know how these people are thinking, you know. When we talk about political solution in a situation that it needs more than that, which means that if you have militias, they are completely full of arming, and they have all types of advanced weapons, and these weapons are coming, you know, in persistent, you know, inflows to Libya from several places and several countries. Full support of them by all types of weapons. And in front of them, the Libyan army, which is, you know, disarmament. The state. The whole state. So you are sacrificing the future of a country, a whole country, for the benefit of militia. And you return back to mention that we want a political solution. How you can achieve a political solution with such a situation?
Just I want to know how they acted against Muammar Gaddafi and how they were able to enter the country and all this.
Yes, and again, just today, you have all Egyptians heard, you know, the United Nations UN Council gathering and the words that have been delivered. Yes, all participants and members, and we're talking about political solution, but the problem is how to reach this political solution. We need coherent of Libyan parties, there is a parliament now, you know, but this parliament cannot do anything in such a terrifying situation in which there is no security.
Don't you think that we need both of them to move parallel to each other? I mean, the political, yes, let us stop providing. If we want to stop providing them with the weapons and
persons, this political, you know, and this could be like what our foreign affairs minister has asked, is that this should be supported by, you know, the army of the country. We are not asking for anything, but the army of the country should have support in order
just asking you how far we can support opposition people in general in different countries against the state. And you know, this state didn't prove to be successful in any of the previous
measures. That this state that has come after latest after King Gaddafi, which means that now the state is representing the willingness of people there, and trying to form this coalition, you know, in order to step into a better future for Libya and for Libyan people, most of them. So the issue is to how extent are you laughing on the whole world, you know, by mentioning political solution without having the prerequisite for this political solution, which is the security to be fulfilled? You know, this is a big question now. This is a dilemma. Analysis is mentioning that now the story is becoming more and more clear for all you know, the audience now. And we are, as Arab countries, the most that we are going to be affected by that. If we cannot learn these lessons, I believe the situation is going to be
getting worse.
Yes, worse.
Moving on to another headline, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry has discussed with a number of fellow diplomats in New York the possibility of lifting an ongoing arms embargo on the Libyan government. Shoukry cited that the Libyan government, being the legitimate authority, should be equipped with weapons and resources to establish stability and fend off terrorism. However, the Foreign Minister said a political solution is also on the table under the auspices of the UN, with Libyan sides who reject violence. And this is exactly what
we have been talking about, which is, this is a legitimate authority. The army should be capable to defend these terrorists. They